So good morning, all of us, all of you. So we are again here with the next lecture of your subject, that is artificial intelligence (AI). Student, last time what we did, we started the chapter of uncertainty. So in uncertainty, we did first of all with the Bayes rule, and second we started with the fuzzy set theory or the fuzzy system, the fuzzy set theory or fuzzy logic. Another part of fuzzy set theory and fuzzy logic was fuzzy system. So we could not complete the whole fuzzy set theory. One subtopic was left about the fuzzy set theory. So that will be covered today. The next thing that we will cover today is the fuzzy systems. We will see what is the architecture of the whole fuzzy system and what are the different blocks that are involved in any fuzzy system. After that, I will start with the new chapter, that is the neural network. So these three topics that we will be doing today. So first we will start with the fuzzy set theory, the leftover portion of the fuzzy set theory. Then we will come to fuzzy system, then we come to neural network. So we have done different operations and properties. We have done different operations and property. Let somebody have joined waiting in a room. Let me allow them to join. So we have done different operations which were involved in a fuzzy set theory. And afterward, we did the different properties, associative property, distributive property, commutative property of the fuzzy system. Now, what is the thing that was left on that particular day? That was the topic of fuzzy relation. What is fuzzy relation, first of all? So we will see what is fuzzy relation. Actually, it is what we do in one of the operation of the fuzzy set is we can have a Cartesian product of two fuzzy sets. So what is the Cartesian product of two fuzzy set is? Suppose it is same as we have a Cartesian product in classical set. Suppose there is a fuzzy set A with the member A1, B 0.9 and C with 0.6. We have another fuzzy set B. Let them be X and Y. X, Y with A1 and B, let it be A P1 and P2. P, let it be Q 0.3. So what is Cartesian product? X into Y. X into Y. In Cartesian product, each element of this will have a product with each element of this. So there, if there are three members here and two members here, Cartesian product will have 3 into 2, 6 members. So we have to arrange them in particular matrix form. Suppose we have a X into Y in a matrix form. Then how we will arrange? We will arrange here like this, where it will be A, B, C. Here it will be P and Q. So then their association. Now association of this and this, we will take the maximum. Suppose association will also be given in the product. It will be given. So in a product, if when we make a product with association, we will see. And if the association is given like this, that is for A and P, the association is 1. For P and Q, the association will be either it can be 0.9 or either it can be 0.3. Let it be 0.9. And for so there are different association with A, P, and AQ. First of all, let us see the members. Then I will discuss. First of all, let us see the members of X into Y. So members will be first product between A and P. Second will be A and Q. Third will be B and P. Then B, Q. Then C, P. Then C, Q. And their membership will also be given. Suppose it is 0.7, it is 0.8, it is 0.2, this is 0.1, this is 1, and this is 0.4. So we represent it like this. Here it will be the A, B, C. Here it will be the P and Q in a matrix form. And this membership function will be written here. AP and AQ is 0.8, BP is 0.2, BQ is 0.1, CP is 1, CQ is 0.4. So this type of thing, it is known as fuzzy relation. This type of representation in a matrix form is known as fuzzy relation. Then next thing is we have projections in fuzzy relation. So what is projection in fuzzy relation? There are three types of projection. Number one is first projection. Number two is second projection. And number three is total projection. What are these projections? So just understand, if any fuzzy relation is given, then how to find the projection. Suppose there is any fuzzy relation R such that it is having x1, x2, x3, and here it is y1 and y2, and here it is 0.1, 1, 0.9, 0.8, 0.3, 0.4. So if this type of fuzzy relation is given, then how to find the different projections? Let me admit some students, they are waiting. So what is the first projection? First projection is maximum among the, if x1 is fixed, if x1 is fixed, then what is maximum among the y1? Means in the association of x1 and y1 and the s1 and y2, what is the maximum? Means what is maximum in this row? That is taken as the first projection. If x1 is fixed, then y1 and y2 is changing. So what is maximum here? 1. So this is the first projection. In this row, maximum is 0.9. In this row, the maximum is 0.4. So this is first projection. This is first projection. Now what is second projection? Second projection is from the column. If y1 is fixed, x1, x2 and x3, y1 has the association with x1, y1 has the association with x2, y1 has the association with x3. So what is maximum among them? The maximum is 0.9. Here also, if y2 is fixed, then it has association with x1, x2 and x3, and maximum is 1. So this is the second projection. Clear? And third one is the total projection. What is total projection? So the maximum from first projection and the second projection. Here also it is 1, here is also 1. So whatever the maximum, here also it was 1, here also it was, maximum is 1. Suppose here it is 0.8. Suppose here it is 0.7, suppose, or anything else, 0.8. So here the maximum is 0.9, here the maximum is 1. Then also the total projection is 1. But it was 1 here. So 1 is here, 1 here, maximum is also 1. So this is the total projection. So Cartesian product is actually the association with x1 and y1 and their membership of association is also given. Though in set A, X1 having the degree of membership different, and in set 2, second Y, Y1 is having the degree of membership different, but their degree of association, that membership is also given to you, that is different from the individual member of an element in a set. So there is a difference between a degree of membership of an individual member in a set and degree of membership in association. X1 की अपनी X set में एसोसिएट डिग्री ऑफ मेंबरशिप कुछ और है, बट X1 की जब Y1 के साथ एसोसिएट करते हैं तो उस समय उस एसोसिएशन की डिग्री ऑफ मेंबरशिप क्या है, that is given, that is written in a relation. So if anybody has any doubt about the fuzzy relation, first projection, second projection and total projection, please ask me. Raise your hand and ask me. So Cartesian product is necessary. After having the Cartesian product, it is gives the association. Association there is given with you. You have given the degree of membership of each association. So in when we represent in a matrix form that association, that is known as fuzzy relation. So after that, if x1 is fixed, means each row's component is fixed and each column varies, the maximum amount that association x1 has association with y1 and y2. So what is the maximum of that association? It is written here and it is known as the first projection. And in a second projection, if any column is set fixed and this suppose y1 is set fixed, y1 has the association with x1 also, x2 also, x3. And what is the maximum association is given, that is taken as the second projection. And maximum among the first projection and the second projection is taken as the total projection. Anybody is having any doubt, please ask me, raise your hand. Otherwise, I will ask you some questions. Okay, let me ask. Jyoti, unmute yourself. Jyoti. Jyoti, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Jyoti, what is Cartesian product basically?
What is Cartesian?
That of two sets.
ठीक सर, जो अभी समझ आया वो बताऊं?
हाँ, मुझे कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट बताओ. सपोज एक सेट आर है, एम है, उसमें 3 एलिमेंट्स हैं, एक एन है, उसमें 2 एलिमेंट्स हैं. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट में कितने एलिमेंट होंगे? हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स विल बी देयर? 6. So suppose there is a set M having the member M1, M2, M3 and set N having the member N1 and N2. तो कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट में कितने मेंबर होंगे? क्या क्या होंगे? पहला मेंबर क्या होगा
सर? 6 होंगे. और
नहीं, पहला मेंबर क्या होगा? M1 इंटू
M1 इंटू M1. सर क्लियर नहीं आ रहा, मतलब आपने जो
मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, M1, M2, M3, N1, N2.
ठीक है सर. M1 इंटू N1 एंड N2.
दूसरा
फिर M2 इंटू N1 एंड N2.
ओके.
फिर थर्ड M3 इंटू
इसका इसके
N1
साथ
and
पहला,
यस सर.
फिर उसके बाद M2 का दोनों के साथ,
यस सर.
फिर M3 का. Along with this, degree of association is also given. So what is fuzzy relation then? चलो ये तो कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट हो गया. What is fuzzy relation?
फजी रिलेशन सर फिर से कोई एग्जांपल दे दो, उससे बता दो.
नहीं, आप दो, आप लिख के अपनी कॉपी में मुझे दो. आप अपने, मैं वीडियो शेयर करवा देता हूँ आपसे. आप अपनी कॉपी में लिखो और मुझे बताओ. मैं आपको 2 मिनट देता हूँ, इतनी देर में किसी और से बात करता हूँ. आप करो. भारती, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. Yes, okay. Yes, Bharti. Bharti, you unmute yourself. Yes, Bharti, unmute yourself. Bharti is not there. Jyoti, now you show. Jyoti, you can show in your copy. What is fuzzy relation?
सर अभी नहीं हुआ सर।
मैंने आपको परमिशन दिया हुआ? दिखाओ
नहीं
जो
सर
किया आपने. Whatever you have done. Whatever you have done, please show.
सर 2 मिनट बस।
Student, everything is on recording. You have to be attentive in class. Anybody else who can show what is fuzzy relation with his or her own example in the copy? Anybody? Please raise your hand. And it will be good if you also show what is first projection, second projection, and final third total projection. Yes, Kundan. I will pin you. Just wait. I will pin your video now.
Sir, 1 minute, I am drawing the example.
You can take your time. Namrata, have you done? Let us see if Namrata had done up till then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will pin you. Now you can show.
Sir, I have taken two sets like x is equal to x1, x2, x3, 3 members, and y1 and y2, 2 members. Then cross product of this will give us the fuzzy relation in form of a matrix, and x1,
And
x2.
membership will also be given to you.
Yes, sir.
That's for
Membership is I have posted myself the membership this, and for first projection we will see first of all for x1 for all x and y, then 0.4 the maximum value 0.4, and from 0.3 and 1 the maximum value is 1, and from here 0.9 it is first projection. Then we will take column wise, and from that we will choose the maximum values, and here maximum value is 0.9, and in second maximum value is 1. So this is our second projection, and total projection is maximum among the first projection and second projection, that is 1.
So, okay. So yes, Kundan, you can show also. So okay, it's also okay. So this is what about the fuzzy relation and first projection, second projection, and total projection. So the content I have already sent you. The fuzzy chapter I have already sent you on the WhatsApp, and the content is also uploaded on ERP portal, so you can go through and read from there also. So now I am switching to the next topic, that is the fuzzy systems. The next topic is fuzzy system. So before moving to the next topic, first I will show you the block diagram of the fuzzy system. So you have to go through first of all the block diagram of the fuzzy system. I will share the screen for the block diagram. You go through that block diagram so that you may have some understanding of the whole process of the fuzzy system. Let me share the screen for that. So this was I was telling about the fuzzy relationship. Just see fuzzy relationship. So fuzzy relation describes the degree of association of the element. Like example, x is absolutely equal to y, or what is the association between x and y. So this is the way to represent the fuzzy relation. Here x and y and the degree of membership of x and y. Then matrix form representation is like this: x and y. These are the 3 by 3 matrix. As there were 3 elements, total 9 elements were there, and degree of association of corresponding x1 and y1 is given to you. From there you make a relation. So then comes the projections. So projection is, first projection is taking x constant, then maximum among the relation between all the x with y, single x with all the y. So you have to take the maximum among the y. If the x is taken positive, that is row element is taken constant, fixed, what is maximum among the different column elements. And another thing for the second projection R2, so maximum if y is taken constant fixed, and what is maximum among the different association of y with different x. And RT is maximum of x and maximum of y. So that is the total projection. Just see here. R1 is the first projection, R2 is the second projection, and this is the total projection RT. So this is what I told you or demonstrated you on a board. Now we start with the next topic, is that is the fuzzy system. So before coming to this thing, just come to the diagram of fuzzy system. So I will stop here for 2 minutes. So each and everyone have to draw this diagram on your copies, and I will ask you to show me this diagram. Only the thing is this arrow will be here. During saving it has just got displaced. So you have to make this diagram, this arrow here, and you make this diagram, all of you. I will just give you 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, Amritpal, any question?
सर जो भी तुसी दस्सिया ਉਹ ਦਿਖਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ
हुणे भी नहीं हो रही?
ना
Okay, I will again share the screen. Anybody else? Namrata, screen is not being shown.
No, sir.
Okay, let me see what is the problem. Now, Namrata, now screen is being shown. फजी सिस्टम वाली स्क्रीन दिख रही है नम्रता?
Yes, sir.
आप दिख रही है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to make this diagram first of all of ये arrow थोड़ा सा misplace हो गया, arrow will be here. You make the diagram of the fuzzy system. Hello. Are you getting my voice, all of you? Namrata, are you
Yes.
getting my voice?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Audible. Okay, मुझे ये बताओ, this diagram is visible?
Yes, sir.
चलो इस diagram को बनाओ सभी. Have you made it? Yes, Anto Kumar.
सर वो कुंदन क्लास से बाहर हो गया है
बोलो rejoin करे.
सर वो बोल रहा है कि नहीं हो पा रहा है कि हुए वेटिंग में
वेटिंग में तो नहीं है, मैंने वेटिंग तो हटा दिया सबको. लेट्स वेट, मुझे देखने दो. वेटिंग से मैं हटा दिया सबको. He can join. Ask him to join.
ओके सर
ये डायग्राम बना ली सबने? गुरप्रीत,
yes sir
have you made the diagram?
yes sir
Show me. I have given you the permission to start the video. Show me your copy. Gurpreet,
yes sir
I have given you the permission. Show me your copy. Let me pin. Okay. So this is the diagram of fuzzy system. So Lalit, you show. Lalit, you show me your diagram.
1 second, sir.
Manjeet Singh, unmute yourself. Manjeet, you show me your diagram. Yes, Namrata, any question? You have raised your hand.
नो सर, पहले का ही हुआ है.
तो लोअर करो ना हैंड.
ओके सर.
Manjeet Singh, where is Manjeet Singh? Is not answering. So let us discuss. Lalit have not shown till now. So let us discuss this diagram first of all. Yes, Lalit. Okay. Okay, Lalit. So now let us discuss the diagram. Is it visible? So just see what happens, the total process, the input variables which are given as x1, x2 and x3. So whatever we, first of all, generally we deal with the crisp set or the crisp values. In our day-to-day life, we deal with the crisp values. But we have seen that crisp values sometimes, if we have got the crisp values, but if we work with the crisp set theory, so many things are missed. The things which are ambiguous or vague, the crisp set theory is unable to explain those values or those memberships. So therefore, we convert it into the fuzzy set theory. So to convert the crisp set theory into the fuzzy set theory, the input is crisp values. So we have to convert those crisp values into the fuzzy values. So input to the fuzzy system is the crisp values like x1, x2, xn. These are the crisp variables. So these serve as the input to the fuzzy system. So when first step is we have to work in a fuzzy set theory, then fuzzification process is carried out where these crisp values are converted into the fuzzy values. These crisp values are converted into the fuzzy values, and to convert it, membership function is required, which will help in deciding the degree of membership of each value in a fuzzy set. After that, what happens? There is a fuzzy inferencing from the values or from the facts. Now the fuzzy facts are with, earlier there were the crisp facts was with us. Now the fuzzy set is with us. You have done the chapter of reasoning and inferencing. So in reasoning and inferencing, what happens? You have got some facts, and on the basis of those facts, or it is also known as premises, you have got some premises, premises 1 and premises 2, where certain facts are there. Now from those facts, you deduce something or you induce something. You have done deduction and induction, inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning, and other type of reasoning, also monotonic, non-monotonic reasoning. So from those facts or from those premises, you come to some conclusion. But to how you have a conclusion, there is a certain rule. You see that particular rule, and those rules here are known as the fuzzy rule base. Those rules are present on a rule base. There is the database where the rules are given. So, but here we are working with the fuzzy data set or the fuzzy values. Therefore, these rules are known as fuzzy rule base. Actually, these are the if-then rules. Fuzzy rule base are the if-then rule. If premises 1 says this, premises 2 says this, then what will be the output? According to the inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, monotonic and non-monotonic, modus ponens and modus tollens. So these type of inferencing and many more inferencing is done. That type of where fuzzy rule base help us. All the rules are given in a fuzzy rule base, and all the given facts are provided. Here these facts are converted into the fuzzy facts. Then we make a inferencing. So we deduce something or we induce something, we come to the final, you can say output, that the premises 3, that from 1 and 2, this inference is taken out. Then we have to tell that what is the inference to the outer world. But here the inference, the values of inference are also in a fuzzy values. So, but the outer world work with the crisp values. So we have to convert these values into the crisp one. So this process is known as defuzzification, and we get the output. So this is all about the fuzzy system. Just see fuzzy system elements. First is the input vector, which is given as x, x1, x. These are the crisp values which are transformed into the fuzzy sets in a fuzzification block. Then output vector, these are y, shown as y, comes out from the defuzzification block, which transform an output fuzzy set back to the crisp values. So the input is crisp values and output is final output is also the crisp values. So when input in crisp value comes, but that has to be worked in a fuzzy system. So fuzzification process is done. So this is the process of fuzzification, a process of transforming the crisp values into grades of membership of for linguistic terms. Suppose far, tall, near, small, intelligent, fair. So what degree of fairness is there? What degree of intelligence is there? तो उसकी fuzzy degree हमने बनानी है. That process is known as fuzzification. Then there is a fuzzy rule base, like if x is a and y is b, then z is c. So it is if then rules are there. According to those rules, we make some inference. Membership continuously help in each and every block of the fuzzy system, which provides the measure of degree of similarity of elements in the universe discourse. Then fuzzy inferencing is taken. It combines the facts obtained from the fuzzification and with the help of rule base, and we conduct the fuzzy reasoning process. And whatever our output is, we have to give to the outer world in a crisp values. So, but here we are still with the fuzzy values. They have to be converted into the crisp values. Therefore, there is a process of defuzzification. So this is the whole process, and this is important also. But that is draw a block diagram of fuzzy system and explain it. So anybody is having any doubt about this topic, please raise your hand. Anyone? Otherwise, now I am going to ask questions. If you have any doubt, please ask me. So let us generate the two poles now. Two poles. So all should attempt this pole. Pole 1 and pole 2. So only 16 have attempted out of 23. Be fast. I'm going to end the poll. Which is not a type of fuzzy projection. जो fuzzy projection नहीं है. 3 students still left. I'm going to end the poll. Last 10 seconds. Two left. So just see the result. So students, you are not attentive in class. Only 64% result is there. Why so? So I will see in the data sheet behind which is generated that who are unattentive students, those who are still marking the total projection. तो आज मैं पीछे जो डाटा शीट जनरेट हुई आज मैं चेक करूंगा कि आप स्टूडेंट कौन है जो अनअटेंटिव है क्लास में. So it was a very easy question and it was from the first topic for the day. So you are unattentive during the class. Now go to the second poll. This is from the fuzzy system that we have done now. Be fast, give your answer. Input vector to the fuzzy system are dash values and output vectors are dash values. फजी ब्लॉक के इनपुट में क्या होता है, जो वैल्यूज आती हैं वो कैसी होती है, जो फाइनल आउटपुट जाती है बाहर वो कैसी होती है. क्रिस्प फजी, फजी फजी, फजी क्रिस्प और क्रिस्प क्रिस्प. इनपुट में क्या आती है और आउटपुट में क्या जाती है. विद इन फजी ब्लॉक क्या रहती है वो नहीं पूछा. So 14 students have marked their answers. What about other 9 students? Be fast. Mark your answer. I'm going to end the poll now. But a whole record will be generated that who have viewed the poll, किसने किसने पोल देखा और किसने किसने आंसर नहीं दिया और किसने आंसर दिया, किसने सही आंसर दिया. Everything is generated in a backsheet. To see the result here also, the result is very, you can say not good, 64% only. So today student, you are not attentive. So input is also the crisp values and output is also the crisp values. So other 2 questions in a poll will be on the topic that we will do now. Now I'm going to start with the new topic, that is neural network. So be attentive during this topic also. So this topic is very, or you can say very interesting topic, that is the neural network. So what is actually the neural network? So the our nervous, we are generally talking about the nervous system. Whose nervous system? Nervous system of the human. So neural network is nothing but it is the nervous system. And which type of neural network we are going to discuss? Nervous system of the human. Now the question is that our subject is artificial intelligence, and why we need to understand the nervous system of the human. What is the need of understanding this chapter? That is the neural network. Actually, having a understanding of the neural network, we will move to the topic of ANN, that is known as artificial neural network. So first we will understand the biological neural network, then we will move towards the artificial neural network. Now the question is why? As in the beginning also of every chapter, the thing is, what is the main objective of AI? So the main objective of AI is to develop the machine, artificial machine, which does all the work which at present human does better. तो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का, कि हमने एक मशीन बनानी है और वो सारे काम करे जो अभी ह्यूमन बेटर कर रहे हैं. तो मशीन्स तो बहुत हैविंग, वी हैव मेड मेनी मशीन्स जिनकी कंप्यूटेशनल पावर बहुत है, बट वो उनमें लैग क्या होता है कि डिसीजन मेकिंग नहीं होता, बिकॉज दे रन ऑन द इंस्ट्रक्शंस और द प्रोग्राम प्रोवाइडेड बाय द ह्यूमन. वो ह्यूमन की तरह थिंक नहीं करते, रीजन आउट नहीं करते, ये प्रॉब्लम है. तो aim of AI is to develop such a machine which thinks like human, which learn like new things from the old things like human, and they behave like human as per the situation. तो ये हमने inculcate करना है, incorporate करना है machines में. तो this is the aim of artificial intelligence. तो we want to make a machine. तो हम चाहते हैं कि ह्यूमन की तरह मशीन काम करे. So we have to see how human works. So the overall control of working of human depends upon its nervous system. So we have to study कि ह्यूमन के नर्वस सिस्टम में ऐसा क्या है, वो कैसे काम करता है, उसके अंदर क्या है, ताकि हम उसकी नर्वस सिस्टम को पढ़ सकें और वैसा ही एक आर्टिफिशियल नर्वस सिस्टम बनाएं और वो हम अपनी मशीन में डाल दें, इनकॉर्पोरेट कर दें. So this is the aim of this chapter, that is moving from neural network to artificial neural network, that is ANN. So that if we understand how the human works, the working of human depends upon its nervous system, उसके neural network, तो हमारे nervous system में क्या है और उस nervous system से नाम neural network क्यों पड़ा. So this is we have to understand first of all. If we understand that, then we will move from कि ऐसा नेटवर्क, ऐसा नर्वस सिस्टम हम आर्टिफिशियल बना दें, ताकि कंप्यूटर की मशीन में हम आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क डाल दें which will behave like a human being. So this is the main objective of this chapter. So I will ask somebody to raise the hand and tell me what is the objective of learning this chapter or taking into account this chapter in AI. Anybody? Please raise your hand. Any student? अपना हैंड रेज करो और बताओ कि क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है इस चैप्टर का, न्यूरल नेटवर्क का, आपकी एआई में. नो हैंड रेज टिल नाउ. It means none of you have understood. None of you have understood what I have said up till now. Dheeraj Sharma, unmute yourself. Dheeraj. So Dheeraj is not present here. So Kunal have raised the hand. Yes, Kunal. Let me give you the permission first of all. Yes, Kunal. I have given you permission. You can unmute.
Yes, sir. So neural network is the topic of machine learning. The neural network we are using to predict, and we are being sure about the prediction that we are making as like the humans. So neural network is something that makes exact exact prediction that human can think that I am giving. So neural network is a group of algorithm like a lot of prediction that we are going to calculate the average of all that.
So it is not the 100% right answer. It is near about 70 to 80% correct answer. It is not 100% right. Anybody else wants to add something? Yes, Kunal, you can lower your hand. Anyone else who can explain what is neural network? Please raise your hand. Yes, Dheeraj Sharma. Dheeraj, unmute yourself. You can speak, Dheeraj, now. Kunal, अपना hand lower करो. Lower your hand. Dheeraj, you speak now. Yes, Dheeraj, speak.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible. You speak. What is neural network? Why we are studying this chapter?
Sir, because by neural network, it's our computing system inspired by the biological neural networks that constitutes animal brains and एक मिनट which are loosely model the neurons in a biological brain. We can easily understand their thing.
I am not asking you what is inside the neural network. The question is why we are going to read this chapter.
Because if human wants to understand the language, animals' language, then
no,
it is useful
why
for
I
that.
will understand the animals' language. You are not listening me properly. Why human will understand the animals' language?
For communication, sir.
बेटा तो इस चैप्टर में मुझे क्या जरूरत है कि मैं एक ह्यूमन हूं, मैं एक एनिमल की लैंग्वेज सीखूं? मुझे क्या जरूरत है? हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं मैंने ये बताया. I have asked you in the beginning. I have told you that why we are going to learn this chapter or study this chapter. तो मैंने तो ये तो नहीं बोला कि हमें एक ह्यूमन को एक एनिमल लैंग्वेज या के बारे में जानना है. ये तो मैंने बोला ही नहीं कभी.
Yes, sir.
So you are not listening properly. मैंने एनिमल का नाम ही नहीं लिया. Yes, anybody else? Kunal, you want to speak something?
That's because we want our decision to be as like as we have a decision that human takes. We want our machine to do like that. So now we want.
So the
neural
main
networks.
thing is we want to incorporate our neural system into the machines, artificial machines. हम अपना न्यूरल सिस्टम को एक मशीन में इंकॉर्पोरेट करना चाहते हैं. क्लियर है? तो पहले हम अपने न्यूरल सिस्टम को पता चले क्या है हमारे, है ना, ह्यूमन का. फिर वैसा ही हम एक अलग न्यूरल सिस्टम बनाएंगे which will be known as artificial neural network, and that will be incorporated in a machine so that machine can behave similarly as the human is behaving. Now understood? So now see what is there in a human neural network or in a nervous system or the biological neural network. I will show you the whole diagram, but in diagram very few, 2 or 3 things are very much important that I will tell you. Suppose this is the human brain. Let it in some round shape. So what is present in human brain is, suppose there is one element. This element I have made it round. So this is, I have denoted it by N. So N means neuron. This N is neuron. Suppose this is N1 means neuron 1. So there are similarly many neurons in our brain. N1, N2, N3, N100, and it is millions of neuron in our brain. I will say. So there are different types of many neurons, number of neurons. So these neurons, they send information signal to each other. They send information or signal to each other. This neuron send to this, maybe this, many. Some suppose N2 is giving information to this one and only this one. So there is a communication between the different neurons at different different frame of time. So N1 at particular moment is communicating with N2, N3, N4, N5. At other moment, it may communicate with N7, 8, 8, and so on. So this communication is going on. So what this actually a single neuron is, and according to this communication, the signal passes to the different, you can say, our part of the bodies. So these signals are how it is generated. That is another method, but the signal passes from one neuron to another, and through that these signals are generated and passed to the different parts of the body, and we perform the different activities. Now I will take only one neuron at a time. Now I will take only one neuron at a time. So there are millions of neurons. So what one neuron individually is, one neuron, two processes comes here. So one is, it is known as processing element. Each neuron is known as processing element. So what happens in this neuron? It receives signal from different neurons. There will be different neurons. It receives signals. Okay. After receiving the signal, what it does the summation of all the signals, which is it is receiving from the different neurons. So one thing that your single neuron does, it receives the signals and do the summation of all the signals. That is, suppose there are neuron number Ni, N1 to Ni, then it will be I is equal to 1 to N. It will be I is equal to 1 to N, and it is Ni. So it is doing the summation of all the neurons from N1 to N. After summation, it also does some processing. It also does some processing, and that processing is generated with the help of function. So it performs some function on this. So there different types of functions can be generated, can be done on after making the summation of all the signals. So these functions are generally known as activation functions. These functions are generally known as activation function. So what is the role of each neuron? Receive the signals from the different neurons, make the summation, and do some activation function, and then pass the information to the other neuron. Then pass the further information to the different neurons as needed. So this single neuron act as a processing element. Clear? So this is the basic function of each and every neuron. Now, question comes that what is the structure of the biological neuron? What are the different, you can say, part of the biological neuron? So, which part receives the signal? Which part does the summation? Which part further processes the, you can say, signals or the whatever it has received, and how to pass which part or which component of the neuron passes this processed information to the another neuron. For this we have to understand through the looking into the biological structure of your neural network, or each first we will see the biological structure of each neuron, and you will have to mark some points there that which component or which element of your biological neuron receives the signal, which passes the signal, which summation, which element does the summation. So on the whole, in general, what is the basic function of the whole neuron is to receive the signals from the different neurons, do the summation and apply the activation function. So now I will share the screen and show you the structure of the biological neuron. Just start with the chapter first of all. Gurpreet, can you see this slide? Fundamentals of neural
sir.
network. Not visible? Fundamentals of neural network.
Yes, sir, not visible.
Okay, let me try again. Now, Gurpreet, now it is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what I have told up till now in my lecture, that a neural net is an artificial representation of the human brain. So why it is known as neural network? Because it has millions and millions of neurons, and these neurons are connected to each other. So there is a network of different types of neurons. So therefore, this is known as the neural network. This is known as the neural network, or simply the neural net. So first, the word neural network is referred to a network of biological neurons, and what we make in a machine, that is known as the ANN, that is the artificial neural network. So artificial neural network is a network of simple processing elements. So this processing element is actually nothing. It is a neurons. The processing elements are the neurons. We can exhibit complex global behavior, determine the connections between the different processing elements and element parameters. So neural computing is an information. So this you can go through yourself. What happens in the people, very important property, characteristics of human being is learn by example. So this is what we have to see, that I have, this is also known as reasoning and inferencing. The conventional computers that we have made up till now are not so good for interacting with the noisy data or for the data from the environment, massive parallelism, fault tolerance, and adapting circumstances. Now we will see why we are going to make the neural new system, that is the AI system, which consists of the not the conventional computer, but they are known as the artificial computers or AI based computers. One thing you have to remember, the neural network is based on the parallel architecture of the biological brains. The biological brains consist of neurons. So there are many parallel connections of one neuron with the another neuron, set of neurons. न्यूरल नेटवर्क का फॉर्म ऑफ मल्टी प्रोसेसर कंप्यूटर सिस्टम। कहता जो हमारा अंदर ब्रेन है उसमें जो न्यूरॉन्स का नेटवर्क है जिसको हम न्यूरल नेटवर्क बोलते हैं, वो एक्चुअली एक बहुत मल्टी प्रोसेसर कंप्यूटर सिस्टम है, क्योंकि एक से ज्यादा न्यूरॉन्स हैं और हर एक न्यूरॉन अपने आप में एक प्रोसेसर है, प्रोसेसिंग एलिमेंट है। तो देयरफॉर न्यूरल नेटवर्क इज नोन एज मल्टी प्रोसेसर सिस्टम विद द डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट। उसमें एक सिंपल प्रोसेसिंग एलिमेंट होता है, उनकी हाई डिग्री ऑफ इंटरकनेक्शन होती है, स्केलर मैसेजेस होते हैं एंड अडेप्टिव इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन द एलिमेंट्स। नाउ जस्ट सी द डायग्राम ऑफ बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन। जस्ट सी, ये बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन है। द ह्यूमन ब्रेन consists of large number, more than billion of neural cells, which is known as neuron. And this neuron is the processing element. Each cell works like a simple processor. A massive interaction between all the cells and their parallel processing only makes the brain abilities possible. अब इसके स्ट्रक्चर्स देखो, डेंड्राइट, यहाँ से आपको दिख रहा है डेंड्राइट का क्या काम है, ये कलेक्ट करते हैं इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट, ये एक न्यूरॉन है, ये एक न्यूरॉन है। तो ये देखो यहाँ पे डेंड्राइट, इसके डेंड्राइट यहाँ से ये डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन से इंफॉर्मेशन को इकट्ठा करते हैं। जो इसका सेंटर पॉइंट होता है उसको बोलते हैं सोमा। फिर यहाँ पे ये जब बाहर भेजता है, इस जगह को बोलते हैं एक्सॉन हिलॉक। एक्सॉन हिलॉक, ये जो एरिया है इसको बोलते हैं एक्सॉन। तो साइनेप्स इज द सिग्नल, साइनेप्स इज द signal. So just see what these whole terminologies are. These are the biological terminologies. Dendrites are branching fibers that extend from the cell body or the soma. Soma or cell body of neuron contains the nucleus and other structure. It is the main part. Very important. Axon is a singular fiber, carries information away from the soma to the synaptic sites of other neuron. तो एक्सॉन है जो इंफॉर्मेशन एक न्यूरॉन से ले जाते हैं दूसरे न्यूरॉन के साथ सिनेप्टिक साइट्स तक। एक्सॉन हिलॉक क्या है? इट इज द साइट ऑफ सबमिशन। एक्सॉन हिलॉक वो होता है जहाँ पे सबमिशन होती है सभी सिग्नल्स की, फिर उसको बाहर भेजते। ठीक है। देन देयर इज द माइलिन शीथ व्हिच कंसिस्ट ऑफ फैट कंटेनिंग सेल्स दैट इंसुलेट द एक्सॉन फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटीज। Nodes of Reniwer क्या है? They are the gaps between myelin sheath cells along axons, and they are basically the fat which serve as the good insulator. Synapse is very important. Synapse is the point of connection between the two neurons. So synapse, तो दो न्यूरॉन synapse point में connect करते हैं, and these are the terminology. You can go through this terminology. तो जैसे what we have seen कि ये जो डायग्राम बनी है, तो यहाँ से क्या पता है, यहाँ से इंफॉर्मेशन इस न्यूरॉन में आ रही है, वो इस न्यूरॉन उसको सबको इकट्ठा करेगा, उसकी सबमिशन करेगा, फिर उसमें कोई प्रोसेसिंग करेगा, फिर उसको बाहर भेजेगा। तो इसका अगर हम एक सिंपल मॉडल बनाएं, ग्राफिकल मॉडल, तो वो मॉडल ये बनता है। ये देखो, अब इसको हॉरिजॉन्टली रिप्रेजेंट करें, ये आपका न्यूरॉन सेल है, यहाँ से सभी डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन से इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, जो मैंने डायग्राम ब्लैक बोर्ड पे भी बनाई थी। और डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन से इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, यहाँ पे डेंड्राइट इसको इकट्ठा कर रहा है, फिर यहाँ पे वो इकट्ठी होती हैं, फिर उस पर कोई प्रोसेस होगा, फिर वो डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन्स को आउटपुट में भेजेंगे। जो प्रोसेस होगा उसको बोलते हैं फंक्शन, जिसको बोलते हैं एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन। तो ये बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन ही है, उसको हॉरिजॉन्टली रिप्रेजेंट किया। तो इस हिसाब से अगर हम वी वांट टू मेक द मॉडल कि एक आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरॉन का मॉडल बनाया जाए, तो वो कैसा बनेगा? तो वो न्यूरॉन ऐसा बनेगा। ये देखो, इसको बोलते हैं मैकुले-पिट्स मॉडल और मैकुले-पिट्स न्यूरॉन। तो ये जो राउंड एलिप्स मैंने जो शो किया है, ये न्यूरॉन है। तो न्यूरॉन क्या करता है, डिफरेंट न्यूरॉन से इनपुट ले रहा है, उसको सबमिशन कर रहा है, और एक फंक्शन, उन पे कोई फंक्शन अप्लाई कर रहा है, विच इज नोन एज द एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन। फिर उसको इंफॉर्मेशन फंक्शन अप्लाई करने के बाद आउटपुट में भेज रहा है। तो एक न्यूरॉन का जो सिंपल मॉडल बनता है, ये बनता है। ये मॉडल किसने दिया था? मैकुले-पिट्स ने, और इसको इसलिए बोलते हैं मैकुले-पिट्स मॉडल या मैकुले-पिट्स न्यूरॉन। क्लियर? वेरी सिंपल। एक न्यूरॉन के अंदर क्या होता है? दो चीजें होती है, प्रोसेसिंग होती है और एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन होता है। So in other words, the input to neuron arrives in the form of signals. The signal build up means summation होती है उनकी cell में. Finally the cell discharges or through the output. अभी information कब discharge होगी उसको fire बोलते हैं, जैसे trigger होता है. तो किसी point पे जाके वो information trigger होगा और वो आगे different neurons को चलेगा. तो वो जो trigger होने के लिए भी एक proper point होता है, एक level होता है, उसको बोलते हैं throughput. तो वो throughput level पे पहुंचता है, sorry, threshold level. I'm wrong. It is known as the threshold level. तो अगर वो सिग्नल वो threshold level पे जाता है तो वो डिस्चार्ज होता है, फिर वो फर्दर जा सकते हैं. Just see, this is the simplified model of real neuron with the threshold logic unit. TLU unit भी बोलते हैं इसको, because सिग्नल डिस्चार्ज कब होगा, जब एक threshold level पे चला जाएगा. What is the equation of this model? This is the equation. सभी इनपुट आई I1 to N, उनका समीशन हुआ इनपुट आई माइनस ये डिस्चार्ज कब होगा, जब वो थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से ऊपर जाएगा, माइनस थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल. तो इसको माइनस करेंगे तो अगर ये वैल्यू पॉजिटिव आएगी मीन थ्रेशोल्ड की वैल्यू कम है और इन सिग्नल का समीशन ज्यादा है, तो इसकी वैल्यू क्या आ जाएगी, पॉजिटिव. तब वो सिग्नल डिस्चार्ज हो जाएगा. अगर थ्रेशोल्ड की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी और इनका समीशन कम होगा यानी लेवल कम है तो वो सिग्नल डिस्चार्ज नहीं होगा. एंड दिस इज सम फंक्शन, जैसे साइन फंक्शन हो गया, सिग्मोइड फंक्शन हो गया, तो ये फंक्शन जो है ये एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन है यहाँ पे. तो कहता है इफ ये जो समेशन ऑफ इनपुट इज ग्रेटर देन 5 में थ्रेशोल्ड वैल्यू तो आपकी आउटपुट आएगी, अदरवाइज अगर इसकी वैल्यू कम है थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से तो आपकी आउटपुट नहीं आएगी. तो दिस इज द सिंपल मॉडल. तो ये क्वेश्चन में आ जाता है, ड्रॉ द सिंपल मैकुला-पिट्स मॉडल ऑफ न्यूरॉन एंड गिव इट्स इक्वेशन एंड गिव इट्स कंडीशन आल्सो. तो ये सारा है. तो यू हैव टू गो थ्रू दिस. Easy it is. Abhijit, unmute yourself. Abhijit. Abhijit, you unmute yourself. Dipinder. बंद कर.
जी सर.
यस दीपेंद्र, समय लगी आपको?
हाँ जी सर.
सिंपल, इट इज वेरी सिंपल. व्हाट इज वन न्यूरॉन?
जी सर.
तो ऐसे बहुत न्यूरॉन होंगे, ऐसे बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन होंगे जो आपस में काम कर रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू चेंज दैट मॉडल इनटू सम टिपिकल. एक लेवल एक चीज और डाल रहे हैं हम. ये डाल रहे हैं, देखो यहाँ पे इनपुट हम डायरेक्टली समीशन कर रहे हैं. अब हम डायरेक्टली समीशन नहीं करेंगे, यहाँ पे समीशन से पहले उनमें वेट डाल रहे हैं. वेट दिस W1 W2. इसका मतलब क्या है, व्हाट डज दिस मीन्स? कहता जब आप सपोज आप हो, आप डिफरेंट इनपुट्स आपके पास आती हैं, तो हर एक इनपुट का एक अपना ही स्ट्रेंथ है. कई बार वो इनपुट सारी आ जाती है, यहाँ आप सारा इनपुट कंसिडर करते हो, या कई बार वो सारी आती नहीं है, आप सारा कंसिडर नहीं करते. तो हर एक इनपुट के साथ एक वेट एसोसिएट कर दिया है. जैसे मैं आपको सिंपल एग्जांपल बताता हूँ कि सपोज हमारा न्यूरल, ये जो न्यूरॉन है आपका फाइनल मार्क्स बना रहा है किसी सब्जेक्ट का, तो उसके इनपुट में क्या आएंगे, इंटरनल एमएसटी के मार्क्स, MST1 के मार्क्स, सपोज ये MST1 का मार्क्स है, ये MST2 का मार्क्स है, फिर ये असाइनमेंट के मार्क्स हैं, फिर अटेंडेंस के मार्क्स है. अब जब हम फाइनल आउटपुट बनाते हैं तो MST का वेटेज कुछ और है, असाइनमेंट्स का वेटेज कुछ और है. MST1 की वेटेज सपोज 10% है, तो वो उसको जितना भी आ रहा है उसको 0.1 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर देगा. MST2 का वेटेज अगर 20% है तो वो उसको 0.2 के साथ कर देगा. असाइनमेंट का सपोज 5% है तो उसको 0.05 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई कर देगा. तो दिस इज व्हाट, कि पूरा सिग्नल कई बार हम उसको पूरा यूज नहीं करना होता है, कंसिडर नहीं करना होता है, बिकॉज वी हैव टू कंसिडर ओनली द पर्टिकुलर मेंबरशिप ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर सिग्नल इन अ आउटपुट. तो उसको हम थ्रू वेटेज करते हैं. तो इसलिए हर सिग्नल के पास पहले उसका वेट, उसको उसकी स्ट्रेंथ कैलकुलेट करते हैं, उसके बाद उसको समीशन करते हैं. सो एक ही चेंज है पुराने मॉडल से, यहाँ पे वेट नहीं आया था. इन दिस मॉडल वी हैव टू कंसिडर द वेट आल्सो. क्लियर? तो वेटिंग के बाद ये समेशन होगा, बाद में वो एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन चलेगा और अगर थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से ज़्यादा है तो सिग्नल आउटपुट आ जाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. तो नाउ द इक्वेशन बिकम्स दिस वन. दिस इज वाई आउटपुट. दिस इज एनी फंक्शन, एनी एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन कैन बी देयर. अब आपकी इनपुट i 1 to n है, तो आप हर इनपुट xi के साथ उसका वेट कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो, मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो, बाद में थ्रेशोल्ड उसका समीशन लेते हो, जब थ्रेशोल्ड के साथ माइनस करते हो. अगर ये समीशन थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से ज़्यादा होगा तो आंसर आपका पॉजिटिव में आएगा और आपको आउटपुट मिलेगी. सो इजी. अर्शप्रीत कौर, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. अर्शप्रीत. हाँ जी अर्शप्रीत, समय लगी अभी तक? क्या चेंज हुआ पिछले मॉडल और इसमें? तो आपने हैंड क्यों नहीं रेस किया अगर नहीं समझ आई तो? जब मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया आप बोलते समझ नहीं आई.
नहीं सर, पिछला सभी लगे जो ये क्वेश्चन है ये मुझे पता चला.
बेटा ये एक न्यूरॉन है, ये इनपुट्स आती हैं, न्यूरॉन का काम है सभी इनपुट्स का समेशन करना,
हाँ,
फिर उसको प्रोसेसिंग करनी, कोई फंक्शन एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन लगाना. और अगर ये समेशन से थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल होता है, अगर थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल से ज़्यादा इसकी एनर्जी है तो आपका फायर करेगा, ट्रिगर करेगा, आउटपुट आएगी, नहीं तो नहीं आएगी. तो हमने सिंपल ये बोला था. तो यहाँ पे हमने बताया कि ये इनपुट को पूरा पूरा कंसिडर करता है, यहाँ सारा सारा इनपुट आता है. बट एक्चुअली ऐसा नहीं होता कि देयर आर केसेस कि इसको इस इनपुट की वेटेज हमने सारी इनपुट नहीं लेनी, इसको कुछ इसका कुछ पोर्शन ही लेना है. जैसे ये इनपुट है MST1, MST2, असाइनमेंट 1, असाइनमेंट 2. तो आपका जब टोटल कैलकुलेट करना है तो हम कहते हैं कि असाइनमेंट की सपोज वेटेज 0.2 है और सिर्फ 20% है, MST वेटेज 30% है, तो वो वेटेज के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. तो ये मॉडल बन जाता है कि हम पहले इनपुट के उसके वेट के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे फिर समेशन करेंगे. अंडरस्टूड?
यस सर, अंडरस्टैंड.
So these are different types of activation function: linear function, piecewise linear function, threshold function, sigmoidal function, tangent hyperbolic function. तो ये different types of activation functions हैं. So this is all about the introduction of the neural network. Next time we will do types of neural network and the types of learning. ठीक है कि what are the different architecture of the neural network. एक न्यूरल नेटवर्क और कुछ नहीं है, एक तरह का ग्राफ ही है. ठीक है, फिर हम डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूरल नेटवर्क करेंगे जिसमें सिंगल लेयर न्यूरॉन्स हैं, फिर हम मल्टी लेयर न्यूरॉन्स वाले करेंगे, फिर डिफरेंट रिकरेंट न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स करेंगे, फिर लर्निंग टाइप्स करेंगे. तो अप टिल नाउ इन टुडेज टॉपिक एनीबॉडी इज हैविंग एनी डाउट? पूछो बेटा, अपने पूछ लो, नहीं तो फिर जब मैं पूछता हूँ तो फिर आप बोलते हो समझ नहीं लगी, ये नहीं समझ लगा, वो नहीं. Navdeep Singh, unmute yourself. Navdeep. Manpreet. Just wait.
हाँ जी सर.
एक मिनट. Yes, Manpreet. Now you can speak. Maninder.
यस सर.
हाँ मनिंदर, समझ लगी अभी तक जो बोला?
हाँ जी सर.
ओके. तो वेट वाला बताओ, वेट में क्या होता है भाई? हम वी आर कंसीडरिंग द वेट.
सर एक दो टाइप एक न्यूरल नेटवर्क ਸਿੰਪਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾ, ਇੱਕ ਵੇਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾ.
वेट में क्या होता है?
ਸਰ ਵੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੇਟ ਐਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਰ ਦੀ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਅਸਾਈਨਮੈਂਟ ਵਾਲੀ. ਕਿ ਅਸਾਈਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਮਾਰਕਸ
ये असाइनमेंट के 10 नंबर आया पर फाइनल ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ 10 ਨੰਬਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਉਹਦਾ weight 2 ਨੰਬਰ ਮੰਨਿਆ ਜਾਣਾ 20% weightage ਲੈਣਾ ਤੇ 10 ਚੋਂ ਸਿਰਫ 2 ਨੰਬਰ ਗਿਣੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤੇ ਯਾਨੀ 10 ਨੂੰ 0.2 ਨਾਲ ਮਲਟੀਪਲਾਈ ਕਰ 20% ਲਈ okay so now come to the poll I'm going to start with the next poll. Be fast. Only 9 have attempted up till now. बाकी भी फटाफट आंसर दो. I'm going to end the poll and only 11 have given the answer. I'm going to end the poll now. 4 students still left, 3 left. 10 seconds more. 3 student अभी भी आंसर नहीं दिया. So the answer is parallel architecture. The neural networks are based on the parallel architecture of biological results. Now the last poll for the day. एक स्टेटमेंट है न्यूरॉन कंसिस्ट ऑफ 3 बेसिक कंपोनेंट्स वेट्स थ्रेशोल्ड्स एंड सिंगल एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन. अब इन तीनों में से डैश अमंग 3 इज एसोसिएटेड विद द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ इनपुट सिग्नल. वो थ्रेशोल्ड है, वेट है या एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन है. विच कंपोनेंट इज एसोसिएटेड विद द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द सिग्नल. वो वेट है, थ्रेशोल्ड है या एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन है. ये जस्ट अभी करके आए हम. Only 8 have given the answer. 15 seconds more. 11. अभी भी 10 रहते हैं. Five left. I'm going to end the poll now. Be fast. 4 students still left. 3 left. 2 left. 2 students still didn't polled. Now I'm going to end the poll. Now see the result of the poll. So here answer is weight, and 79% of you have given the right answer. So this is all for today. If anybody still wants to ask any question, please ask me. And I hope you all have sent your assignment number 2. Yesterday was the last day. So I will still wait for today. After this, I will not accept, if you even send your assignment, I will not accept that assignment. So give my message to all that Kundan, in the group, you write this message also. So yesterday was the last day. Today still I am giving you the chance. For those who have not sent their second assignment, please send it today itself. After that, I will not accept the assignments. So okay, students, you keep safe and you keep on studying your different subjects and be prepared for any situation. So goodbye to all of you.